Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
Welcome to the West Texas View, and our guest again today is Stephanie Rivas. She was here last week and we talked about the upcoming programs for the month of March at the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center. And today she's going to alert us and get us to plan ahead for the end of March and the 1st of April showings. And this is really, really important because we've got some really outstanding programs that are coming up that you need to get your tickets early. And as we talked about last week, we're having more and more interest in groups coming in, employee groups or birthday groups or club groups, and so you certainly want to be able to sit together, and it's very easy to arrange if you call the number that's rolling across your screen. And also go to the website, which is wagnernoel.com, and that will give you everything, including the schedule we're going to talk about. But we want to give you a little bit more in depth about that. And let's start off, Stephanie, by just jumping right in and talking about what's coming up that we didn't talk about last week.
Absolutely.
And then we've got some other things at the end that we want to talk about, like I wanted subscriptions
and processes that
yes.
go on at the facility. Absolutely. Well, we'll jump right in. You know, last week we ended with right towards the end of March, and it just, I'm always almost a little bit surprised sometimes myself when I look and see how many shows we have in 1 month. You know, we average probably 5 shows a month, if not more. We have some months that we have 10 shows a month. So when you look at that is a lot of actual performances, because then we do have so many other smaller rental things that are going on at the building in between. But we have a great Broadway series. So if you're not familiar with Broadway in the Basin, that is our Broadway series at the Wagner Noel. It goes on sale each summer, and we'll talk about the subscription process a little bit later. But we have a great show coming up, Chicago the Musical.
It's
if
great.
You're not familiar with Chicago the Musical, you haven't seen it, definitely a fun one to come out. All That Jazz is the big tune that everyone knows from Chicago the Musical. We have 2 performances of this show.
And the costumes are straight from Broadway.
Amazing. The vocals are amazing. So these are national tours. So people always ask me, and this is just, again, because we've not had a venue like this in our area ever. But people will ask me, so is this different from what I would see on Broadway? No. They are national touring productions. So they are dancers and singers and actors that have been on Broadway, have starred on Broadway, and now audition for tours and want to go out on the road. So many of them have had opportunity to already perform on Broadway. Some go from tours to Broadway performances. So it's all the same caliber of talent, which is important to point out. So we have those 2 performances.
But let me tell you something about the difference between this venue and
a Broadway venue.
Because
yes,
many of us have been there, and the difference is you go on Broadway, and regardless of which theater you go to, it's old and decrepit and small.
Yes.
That was the thing that shocked me the first time I went to a play, and it was Cats, which was the leading show at the time. And there was, I mean, talk about an intimate setting.
Yes.
Like 250
Broadway,
seats.
The old Broadway theaters are small, very small, and yes, very old. So our facility,
drafty.
Yes.
And so you come here,
amazing.
And it's
so you're seeing that same level of talent and performance, but on a larger professional stage.
And beautiful,
so
comfortable.
Yes. So that is good to point out. Tickets for this show are $50 to $70. Our Broadway series does tend to be a little bit higher than some of our concerts would be, if you will, but that is because of the stage value that you're getting, the production value. They're larger casts. There's a lot more items production-wise on the stage. And so those ticket prices will generally be about $50 on the lesser end. These are $70 up front. But just such a great show, and that's March 24th and 25th, so we have 2 opportunities to see that show. But one of those shows is almost sold out, and the other is about half. So again, a great show to bring a group to see, but get those tickets before they're gone. Right after that, on March 29th, we have another live on stage performance. If you were here with us last week, we talked about Live on Stage. So Live on Stage is a local nonprofit group that brings us about 6 shows a year. They're a nonprofit that's focused on live music and live entertainment. And so they are bringing a group called the Diamonds. So the Diamonds would be, again, one of those golden groups. So this is going to be music from the 50s and 60s, very throwback, you know.
Performed by the people that did it.
And so that is March 29th. That's a Sunday performance, and so it is an earlier time, which is really nice. So if you're looking for something to do after church and you want to go have just a nice afternoon out, those tickets are $33, and so you get a great opportunity to go.
And I saw them in Las Vegas.
Did you? Yes, they do tour through Las Vegas quite a bit.
Yes, and they were on the same program with the Platters.
Okay,
which is all in my growing up years. And I'm telling you, they have an energetic, full of life program, and it doesn't stop from the time they start until it ends.
And I'm glad you said that. We had a performance, and it's been some time back now. We had Chubby Checker, who performed at the venue. So there was we were not sold out for Mr. Chubby Checker. It was a smaller audience. That show was super high energy. Everyone that was there was up out of their seat, dancing and having a good time. And after the show, I had so many people that came out and said, I wish people would take more chances on some of these artists. They are older artists sometimes. They have been around, but they still put on amazing performances. So when you're, seeing some of these artists come up and you think, well, I'm not really sure, they've been around for a long time. They really put their heart into it.
But you've got to also remember that they're tried and true, and some of the Justin Biebers and some of that people are not tried and true.
That's right.
They may sound great one time, but they may not.
Yes, the longevity of it is not usually there. So yes, these groups, they have endured, and they keep performing, and they just love music.
Oh, that's right. They do. And then the next one,
Mr. Merle Haggard will be at the building.
Already
March
sold out.
31st. And he is, if not sold out, very, very close to sold out. Just go back to the website, look and see if anything
there may
is
be
available.
There
may be a single ticket here or there. But
well, let's finish talking about him, because we've got to take a break right now. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.